damn wire. Oh, the headphones aren't working. Now we're off to a great start. We're off to... Okay, great. Oh, so is anybody sending me new headphones? Great. Does the camera look a little crooked? Am I freaking out? Of course I am. Because it's all about the eye line. And here we are. I fixed the camera. Am I going to keep the beginning part in? I don't know yet. I don't have to figure that out right now. I can figure it out later. Who are you arguing with? Yourself? Maybe. Or maybe I'm arguing with it. Because it is finally here. Because it is finally here. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I've been talking about for weeks how I'm going to have an it. Someone that can help me, produce. Would they be called a producer? Not really, because they're just there to help Google stuff. And I got my screen on the side. The podcast is growing, guys, and we're excited. And we got an it. What is it? It is the person that helps me with my podcast. Is it a man? Is it a woman? Doesn't matter. Do we respect them? No, we do not respect them. They don't deserve to have any respect. They're nothing. They're nobody, and they're someone for me to shit on. And I've always wanted to be that, like on a Succession. I want to be a character on Succession. That's what I want to be. Do you guys watch the show? If you don't, just Google it, and you'll get it, just from looking at the flyer of the show. The flyer? Is that what it's called? I don't know. Do I know what are things called? The cover of a movie? It! Get on it. How about that? Huh? Hey, it. Oh, my God. It is laughing, and it doesn't want to have its laugh heard because its identity is a secret. But get the fuck on it. That's your job. Google what the fuck a cover of a TV show is called. I mean, you could spit it out if you know the answer. Maybe you don't know. I mean, literally Googling what I said. And it goes into a TV series, the cover on IMDb. Okay, well, guess what? So far, it is worse off. I'm worse off. The podcast is already worse off than when it wasn't here. So did we start? Of course we started. I do this every week. We know we started when we hear my voice. Now, if you're here right now listening, then you obviously know that you started the podcast. That's a fact because the volume is going on. If you're watching and you can't hear anything, then the podcast started, and it's not technical difficulties on my end. Did I have a hard time saying the sentence? Yes. Do I have a hard time saying a lot of sentences? Usually. And that's because of the way my brain was made. Okay? I can't help it. Right now, I just know that it is really slowing things up for me. And it's bothering me because I just want it to make the podcast smoother and better. And why the fuck is the wire in front of my shoulder? It's rough start today. Rough start for this week. And is my energy a little off right now? I'll tell you, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little anxious. I'm a little worried because I don't know. This is my first time doing my podcast with an it. And I feel like things aren't necessarily the way I want them to be because I'm giving up control. And I don't like giving up control. Now, is that something that goes back to my childhood? Maybe. I don't know. I had a good upbringing, but I feel a little nervous right now. And I feel like this could ruin the flow of the podcast. Am I still doing what I do? Is it still funny? Is it still entertaining? I know it's never been funny. Relax, guys. It's more informative. I know that a lot of you guys come here because I make you a better person. And let's not forget why we are here. First of all, let's start with the facts. Nope, we wouldn't start with the facts, would we? Is that the first note? Okay, I gave it the note. Damn it. I've already fucked up the it. Now, if you caught that, good for you. If you didn't, shut up. Shut up and don't tell anyone. Okay? So here's the deal. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard to the Takeover, and I'm the host. And here's the deal. I think you have to scroll up. No? It's all the okay. Weird. I don't remember that being the first thing. I think there was a welcome thing. Okay, well here's the deal. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Okay? Here, you know what it is? The putting yourself out there, thank you, I think was supposed to be first. No? It doesn't matter now. You've already messed up on your first week. Right? Are you getting mad? What are you doing? What are you looking for? I threw it away. It's over. It doesn't matter. You're not going to prove me wrong. You can't. You're going to sit down and you're going to do your goddamn job. You're going to do your goddamn job. I'm not really that mean. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Takeover. And this is a big week because, first of all, we got a lot of people. If you're new to the team, welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. And I mean that from the sincerity of inside of my body. I do. And if you're here for just more gossip information, hang on a little bit, but it's not going to all be that. If you're here for DeLigio Gate, well, I'll talk about it a little bit more, but if not, like, move on. And that's fine. You're allowed to be moved on, okay? Here, what's going on? Everything is ruined with the it here because I see your face and it makes me nervous. Like, is everything all right? Okay. Oh, you really whisper. You're ashamed to be a part of this. You're ashamed to be a part of the takeover. That's crazy. You're ashamed to be a part of Champions? Okay, how about this? Let's start with the facts. The facts are I'm having a hard time start the podcast. What are we in? We're 6 minutes in, and I haven't started the podcast. Is this all going to be in it? Do I keep it all in? Is this good? Just give me a nod if it's good. This is tits on brand. Wow. And I thought I couldn't spell. Okay, here's the deal. The thing is, first of all, okay, I'm going to start, and I'm going to start right now. Okay, here's the deal. I just want to say, from last episode, the comeback, unbelievable amount of feedback, and it trumped. Now I don't like using that word, but it's a word. It trumped the hate and the trolls that I was receiving in the previous 4 weeks ago. The previous 3 or 4 weeks ago. Like, first of all, to everybody that reached out and really felt and affected from the last episode to come back, let's applaud ourselves. Everybody give yourself a round of applause. I mean, give yourself a round of applause because you guys were louder. You guys are louder, you're stronger, and some of you are here to stay. And for that, I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful that some of you didn't even know who I was or didn't even know about the podcast, and now you do. And now you're hanging on the train. And we're going choo-choo. We're going choo-choo around the mountains. And when they come around the mountains, we're coming home. And right now, you're probably like, wow, I don't even know what he's talking about. And that's normal. We're not supposed to know what I'm talking about because I don't even know what I'm doing sometimes. Right now, I'm just flowing it. I'm flowing it like a river down the bend. And that's a thing. That could be a thing. There could be a bend. Is a bend a thing? Is that it? Is a bend a thing? Is that I'm correct? See, sometimes I get things right. So I'm correct sometimes. So here's the deal. I just want to say, actually, for real, I'm going to be genuine and stop being silly. Thank you for all the messages. I mean, there was hundreds. I would say 500, I'll guess, that trumped the trolls from the previous weeks. And I want to be like, and even now there was a couple Trump. Oh, wow. We're getting into the Trumps. There was a couple like trolls that like still reached out a little bit, which was fine. The thing is, the trolls are not going to go away for a while. They're going to be around for a while, and that's fine. I think last I looked on the last YouTube video, there were 69 dislikes. So the deal is, I mean, you know, that's what it is, okay? So I just want to say thank you for all the messages. And thank God, you know, it made me realize, like, comedians put themselves out there. Like, thank God, like, I'm a comedian. Did you guys know that? Some of you probably still don't think I am. Haha, joke's on me. I did it to myself. Thank you. Now, here's the deal. To put yourself out there, I wasn't even realizing this, like, until, like, last week. I was like, it's very hard to put yourself out there. Like, I was like, man, if I wasn't a comedian, how people would deal with this is, like, fucking crazy. Like, you're just, like, I'm just talking for an hour and just talking about what I'm doing, and it's vulnerable. And you're like, I don't know how people are going to take it. Like, I was worried. When I put out last week's episode, I didn't know what was going to happen. I was like, okay, I hope this is perceived well. Like, I hope people take this. In my head, I was also scared. I was like, okay, I might get attacked again. Whatever. But I felt like I needed to speak from the heart and, like, talk about what was going on. And enough time had passed that, you know, these mad trolls would fucking chill. And thankfully they did a little bit, or, you know, maybe they didn't. I don't know. But all I know is the feedback was overwhelmingly awesome. if that makes sense. It felt good. And I'm glad I did it. And, going into this episode, I also know that a lot of people watched last week's episode just because they wanted to hear about DeLigio. Okay? I know that. And I know that a lot of them aren't going to return. And that's fine. That's cool. I get it. And I know that some of you are even here watching right now and you're waiting for the timestamp. And it's here now. And I'll talk about a few more things because I'm a little bit more confident now because of last week's episode to talk about a few more things. But I just wanted to kind of just throw that out there. Thank you for everyone who reached out, and I tried to respond to pretty much everyone. I think I did. That was really awesome. And some of you joined the Patreon, which is cool, which is kind of what keeps me afloat right now. Not really keeps me afloat, but attempts to. And you can check that out at the patreon.com/thetakeover. And we're trying to do more with that. And now that we have it, we will put more content out with that. So that being said, I mean, it's just funny that episode, I'm talking about something serious. I'm talking about what was going on, but I'm also a comedian, and I also want it to be entertaining as well and funny. But it's funny that like everybody hangs on every word. Like that episode would be analyzed by everyone. Like there were people making YouTube videos about my last episode, and they'll analyze and hang on every word you say, which is kind of crazy. It's just crazy that everybody lives under this bubble and is so obsessed that they're like, well, what does he mean by that? Like, I came across this video of this guy, and he was analyzing the video, and he would, like, play my podcast and then stop it and be like, so what does he really mean by that? It's like, wait, what? You're fucking analyzing every word. I'm a comedian. Everything we say is a little exaggerated, and we're being silly, too. But, yes, it was a serious topic, but, like, also relax. You know what I mean? Like, let's have a good time. You know what I mean? So it's just, like, that's what comedians exaggerate. Like, imagine if people believed every word Theo was saying on his podcast. You'd be like, this guy's insane. Like, do you listen to his fucking stories? If you believe them, you're a crazy person. Let's just think about that. I hope I'm making sense right now, but I'm getting flustered a little bit. I'm getting scared. Okay, so here's the deal. Like I want to go into the haters a little bit because they're always going to be there, and they're not going to go away for a while. But, I mean, there's fucking dorks out there, and they're part of the problem who would run with conspiracies and stuff like that. So, like, they just have – I want to point out, like, these are people that aren't happy with themselves. And I know you hear that all the time, and that's, like – it's kind of stupid, right? Like, when people are like, oh, when people are shitting on other people, it's because they're mad with themselves. And that sounds so cheesy and bullshit. But the truth is – there's no one successful out there who's like a fucking troll, like really a troll, like who's really angry or pissed off at something. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like nobody's fucking, you know what? Fuck this guy. Fuck him. Some people be like, the only reason he's defending Chris or he's putting out this podcast is because, he's his opener. And without Chris, he would be nothing. Like, okay, really? Fine. I guess you probably don't know what comedy is and how it works and how we're a community. Like during all of this fucking DeLigio, we were all calling each other. We're all friends. We're all talking to each other. We're all communicating with each other. It's a big community. And maybe you don't know how comedy works, but like, yes, I'm very thankful for what Chris did, but like I'll be fine. I'm on my own right now, and I have to figure it out. But like people would just like attack and find reasons for why I was doing this episode, not that to make it seem like it wasn't genuine. Like, hey, no, there's a reason because it needs to be heard that this is how it should be. I'm not doing it to fucking help like, oh, this is because he told me to do it. That's fucking insane if that's what you think. Because I know enough that would never help me become more successful if I was just doing things for other people the whole time and not just trying to be myself and put myself out there and be the person I want to be. Because at the end of the day, all of the great people who do things at an elite or a great level in art are just being vulnerable and are being themselves. They're putting themselves out there. That's the scariest part. Like when you love fucking Kendrick Lamar or J. Cole or any of these comedians, it's because we're literally pouring our heart out into our art. Like that's so fucking scary, and we're gonna get critiqued on it no matter what. There's no way it goes. The most successful people in every form of art get critiqued on everything, and we become so thick our skin is so we're so thick skinned that we learn to ignore it and get past that and become bigger than that and just know that that's part of the business and every aspect. Even more now with social media. Like obviously people didn't like, dude, the comedians from the 90s did not like, dude, nobody like Harrison Ford has no idea that people hated him. You know what I mean? Like, he has no idea. The guy had a great career, and he just thinks everybody loved him probably and loved his movies. And maybe there are some critics, right? But, like, now, today, actors, comedians, artists, everybody knows there's just a group that's going to always hate. And they're always going to be there the more successful you get. Like, that's just how it's going to be. And these haters are just fucking, like, dude, if you have that mentality of, like, being a hater, like, you're not doing good in life at all. Like, if I'm wrong, call me out on it. DM me and be like, hey, I'm actually a CEO for this company, or I started my own company and we're doing well and we've expanded and blah, blah, blah. If you're that, DM me and I'll call you out on the next episode and be like, I was wrong. But I guarantee you, you are not successful. That's not the mentality you have with success. You're not spreading positivity. Like the people who grow and rise to the top are people who people want to be around them. They want to work around them, right? So they have this good energy. Like I've even caught myself years ago, like sometimes going into the negative energy of comedy. Like there's a lot of negative comics, and then people can feel that energy and sense it and not want to be around those people. They don't want to work with those people. They want to work with like positive people who are thinking about how they can expand themselves or explore or become better or how they can work on themselves. If you're somebody who's hating or coming up with conspiracies about DeLigio and trying to fucking be like, this is why it's like this and this is what happened, like you're not helping yourself out. And I'm not even trying to fucking call you a fat dork who comes on his own t-shirt, but like you are, you know what I mean? Like you come on your own t-shirt and you still wear it. You are. Like that's the kind of guy you are. Like if I come on my t-shirt, I'm going to take it off and put it in the hamper. Is it a hamper? It's a hamper. Like I've cummed on my shirt before. I have. I've cummed on my shirt and then I take it off and I put it in the hamper. Okay? But like you're coming on your shirt and you're going to continue to wear it and go back on your computer. That's kind of gross. That's not a person who's successful. A troll is not a successful person. You haven't achieved something. Like like some of you guys will fucking you're on these threads and you fucking hate on people you're fans of. Like, that's fucking weird as shit. You're mad because nobody's ever admired you for anything you've done. Like, you could hate, like, listen, if you're listening to this podcast and you're one of those people who's like, I can't deal with him. He fucking, the ranting's too much for me. It's like giving me a headache. Don't watch it. That's fine. Don't watch it. I don't expect you to be a fan of it. Listen, there's a famous comedian that's quoted for saying this, and I can't quote him because it would be bad timing, but he said, I don't know the key to success, but the key to failure is trying to please everyone. Dude, that's fucking deep, okay? That's deep as shit, okay? You're going to look up who it is? Oh, you're going to laugh when you see who said this. So listen to this. Now, you guys could do your homework on your own. But, with all due respect, it's a fucking great quote, is it not? It is. Because listen, dude, you're not going to fucking, if you're pleasing everyone, you're doing what these fucking podcasts were doing earlier in the weeks, just talking about shit because these trolls were like, you need to fucking address this. Like, nah, fuck that, bro. You got to be who you are, be vulnerable, and say what you want. Like, that's the key, okay? You gotta do your own shit. Like, you can't fucking, what was I saying? This is why I need, what was before the fucking quote? Fuck. God damn it. They have one job, and it's to keep me on track, and when I go off on a riff, you fucking weren't there because you got caught up in, because you know why? You became a fan. You're a fan of the podcast. Okay, there it was. I found it myself. So if you're not a fan of it, then don't watch it. That's fine. But to watch something critique it, that's fucking weird. That's a weird thing to like want to do. Like you're not like bettering yourself. And that's not, you're not only doing it online, you're doing it in your everyday life. You're doing it with your group of friends. You're doing it wherever you work, and people are aware of it, and you're not noticing that you're that type of person. I promise you. I'm only here to try to help you. If you don't want to be a fan, that's fine. Go away. I get it. Not everybody's a fan of everyone, and that's fine. That's supposed to happen. That means I'm doing something right because I'm making you feel. If you're fucking mad at me or you hate what I did and you're upset and you don't want to believe what I'm saying or you don't agree with what I'm saying and you still want to fucking ignore facts and you want to be mad at any of my friends, then that's fine. But you're ignoring something about yourself and you're not aware of it. I'm letting you know that. Because all the people who are very successful or are doing well or doing anything good in this world don't have that mentality. They don't. Yelp's a perfect example. If you're on fucking Yelp, it's a lot of negativity. If I go to a restaurant and I love it, I go back. I don't fucking have to tell anyone about it. That's what's up. That's the real life. Every time there's good Yelp reviews, you know what that is? That's people who work for the fucking restaurant and their friends who know that they own it, that they have to hit up and be like, yo, can you help us leave some good reviews? Because we got all these fucking trolls. That's what it is. Who the fuck actually leaves a good Yelp review? One of you weirdos will be, and I'm not saying you always come on your shirt, but you could be a good person. But I'm just letting you know that most of these fucking people who write on Yelp, they're like, they go to a restaurant, they have a bad experience, and they're like, you know what? I'll fucking show this restaurant. I want to put them out of it. Like, that's the mentality you have? If you have that mentality, prove me wrong. You're doing good in life? You're successful? Guarantee you're not in shape. Guarantee this. I don't want to even be mean because I know that like people struggle with weight and stuff like this, but I guarantee you, if you're somebody who's leaving horrible Yelp reviews or hating people online or trying to create conspiracies, you're out of shape. You are. You're an out of shape person. There's no way a guy with a fucking six-pack who's chiseled and is attractive, I'm straight, but I'm going to get deep into this, has the fucking V's and has an 8-pack, and like when he sweats, it's attractive. Not a lot of people can be attractive when they sweat. That type of guy is not online bashing people. He's not leaving a Yelp review. Do you think that that's happening? Do you think that like fucking Cindy Crawford is leaving bad Yelp reviews? If you don't know Cindy Crawford, then you know what? Maybe you're too young for my podcast. Okay? Because you need to know her. I had a poster of Cindy Crawford when I was a kid with her bathing suit, because it was okay to have posters of women on your wall when you were a kid. Okay? Why Heather Locklear? Yeah, I'm more of a brunette guy. So, sorry. By the way, can I just say it? I followed Britney Spears today. What a loose cannon that is. It's sad. Yes, Megan Fox is frustrating for me because I feel like it's attainable. I feel like before DeLigio, I would have slid in the DMs and tried, and now I'm scared. But like, she's not single anymore, right? Megan was single for like a month, right? No, but she was married, but then they get divorced. But she has a kid too, right? I think Megan Fox has a kid. Yep, told you. See, I know she has 3. Like, slow down, Megan. You're like younger than me, isn't she? How old is she? She's not 36. She's 34. Oh wow, we're right there. I'll tell you what. Oh, Jessica Alba's another one. No, she's just right there. God. So Megan Fox, you're a very beautiful girl. Yeah, that one makes me go, oh! What was I talking about before these girls? What? Oh, Cindy Crawford. Yeah. Oh, having a poster of a woman on. Yeah. Britney Spears. Oh my God. It's sad because she was so good. She had such a great run, but like she'll put up these videos of her dancing, and it's fascinating. It's a fascinating follow. You're like, wow. You know what I do? You know what it is? And here, this goes into like something with trolls and hating. I'm following her because I'm being entertained by, I would say, like her mental illness. Would you say it's a little bit, which is kind of, it makes you feel bad a little bit. My whole thing is I just want to know that, okay, she's financially set. That's all I care about. Like, okay, God bless her heart. She's set. And I think she still does Vegas because I remember doing shows in Vegas and seeing like she had billboards still. Like, so she would still go do old songs. My whole thing is, I know she's well off, so fine. If you're well off and you're going to be well off forever, then fine, let her be a little loose canning and a little crazy. But oh my God, what a follow that is. Yeah, she is. 2016? No? Okay. Well, whatever. Whatever. I at one point. Either way, that's a loose cannon. I mean, if you want to follow someone new, besides the Takeover pod on Instagram, Britney Spears is one of them. So, Again, I'm not like I wouldn't go on Britney Spears' thing and hate on her or like it's just more like that's more of an entertainment thing. But like so I just want to get you guys who are mad or if you are a troll here, which not a lot of you came around. There were some from the last episode, but like I'm only trying to help you because for those of you who are here just to hear me talk more about fucking DeLigio, we'll get into some other things. But after that we're done. And I'm going to go back to how I do my podcast, and you're welcome to stay. And I want you to stay, and that will be awesome. But I just want you to know, if you've watched previous episodes to this, I kind of try to be positive and talk about fitness and working out and like doing different things to better ourselves. And it's for me, too. It's helping me. It's like it's therapy for myself. So I hope you hang around. And if you don't, I appreciate you even dropping in. But if you're going to stick around, play ball. We're playing ball. That's what we're doing. It's a ball game. So where are we now? Oh, okay. So now we got to the haters versus their mentality versus my mentality. Listen, hate all you want, but I'll see you at the top. It's not ending. This is never going to end. It's going to keep going. Keep doing stand-up when it comes back. Going to keep doing this, and it's just going to rise. And then one day I'm going to have a Takeover pod thread on Reddit. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's not going anywhere. You don't have to be a part of it now, but you'll join in later, or you'll just always be mad about it, and then you'll be so mad that you get cancer, and then you die, and then your kids will live without a mom or dad. So that's the life you want to live. That's the life you want to live, if you even get to have kids because you didn't come on your shirt too much. So stop coming on your shirt and sitting in front of the computer with your belly eating Cheetos. That's all I'm saying. Cheetos are good, but really not that much, okay? There is evidence. Oh, wow. Thank you, it. And now there's a reason we have it. You did a good job, and I don't have to fucking beat you later. So there is evidence to show that suppressed anger can be, well, I can't say that word. Precursor. Well, that's me. So there is evidence that to show that suppressed anger can be a precursor to the development of cancer. Now, when I was saying that, was I kind of just making it up and going with it? Yes. But it turns out I'm right. And now that means my podcast is informative and we learn. So yes, Tim Ferriss has a good podcast, and sometimes Rogan has great guests on that you learn from. But guess what? You're learning here. Everybody learns something. Now let's bring it down a little bit. Let's talk softer. Let's be a little bit calmer, okay? Let's just be a little bit calmer. You know what? During all that, I didn't get to play some music. I would have liked to have some music before when I was talking about the anger stuff. Maybe in post I'll put music. I don't know. I don't know if it will work with what was going on, but if you've been a part of the podcast, sometimes I like to have a little music in the background to kind of soften things up. You know what I mean? Right now, watch. We're gonna put on music right now. Watch. I'm putting music on right now, and you don't have to actually do it. I do it in post. But this is it. Ready? This is for you guys because we're gonna calm down before we go into a little bit of the DeLigio, which I made up that word. Breathe. We're here together. We're here as a team, and I love you, and I love you. And if you're a bad person who comes on their shirt a lot, I love you too. I really do, and I want you to be better because I want you. Because hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. If I make you a better person because of this podcast, you're going to spread that joy to other people. And they're going to be like, wow, you know what, Matthew? Because I'm going to assume your name's Matthew. You're going to be like, you know what, Matthew? You used to have this bad energy. And you used to kind of wear these shirts that looked gross. And they weren't washed. And you were a little out of shape. And you didn't wear masks. And, you just had this bad energy around you. Like you were mad at other people. But now, for some reason, you seem like you're being more proactive. You seem happier. What? Matt, can I call you Matthew? Matthew, what changed? And you're going to be like, The Takeover with Michael Lenoci. It changed my life. And they're going to be like, really? What is that? And you're going to be like, well, some would say it's a podcast. Others would say it's a therapist. And some would even say it's a calling. Okay? Mostly it's a team that comes together and wins championships because it's a sports podcast that doesn't talk about sports. Okay? But all I know is I have love in my heart and I want to share it. And then that person's going to be like, well, I want to be a part of this team. And then you're going to give them the patreon.com/the-takeover link so they can join the Patreon and be a part of the team. See how I threw that in there? Quick advertisement. But the point is, you're going to spread that love and other people are going to hear about it, and it's only going to help me. So that's why I'm here for you. And that's the truth. Ding! I wish I had like good graphics I could do to have a ding when I winked into the camera. Yeah. Oh, she's going to... Fuck! I said it. It is going to try to figure out. It's just not going to be that easy to fucking keep calling it the it. But remember, we don't respect the it. It's not equal to us. Okay. So here's the deal. A couple things I did want to bring up for real about the thing is because I have a little bit more confident to talk about this stuff. One major thing is like people, I would see like, okay, why haven't we heard from Chris if, why is his silence speaks volumes. This is fucking crazy to me because when everything was happening, it was happening so fast. There was no way to react to it. And we spoke about that last week. There was no rhyme or reason for these people. It would only make it worse. And we saw that through when the fighter and the kid did a response. Like it was just, everything was going to make it worse. Now, that being said, and I'm not, you don't know how much this affected everyone. Not only Chris, not only his family, but a majority of comedians around the LA scene. It affected a lot of people, emotionally and physically. A lot of us, not including me speaking, like a lot of us were just mentally exhausted and sick, and it was a rough time for a lot of people. It was so rough for me, and with this positive mentality I've been running with and working out and meditating and trying to be working on myself and trying to become a better person, I was even at a point where I was like, I flew home and I couldn't handle it. And you learned that through my previous episodes. If you haven't, you can check it out if you want. But it broke me down so much, and it wasn't even about me. So you got to think about where this guy's fucking mental health is right now. Like, you got to give him time. Like, let this guy fucking work out his... Let him work out his family shit. Let him work out his own shit. Like, that's fucking... awful. Bro, I was crying. You don't know what he was going through. So let the man have his space, and he'll come out and he'll speak when he speaks. So let's not jump to conclusions of being like, well, his silence speaks volumes. Like, that's fucking a bullshit. That's just some phrase you made up. You made that up. We're in a different time that nobody's ever been through. Nobody's ever lived in this fucking time with COVID. People are unemployed. People are mad. There's fucking this. COVID's become political. People want to not believe it. People want to believe it. I will say this. Most people that don't believe it and think it's a hoax are out of shape. Just bringing up that correlation. Either way, so it's just like, you got to understand what the fucking, what everybody's going through mentally. It's hard. So imagine you're fucking, I can't imagine what he's going through. So give him that at least. Just give him that before you're going to fucking jump to stories and conspiracies. Like some of the things I will bring up, my business card came up a lot. Remember that? My business card came up, which was a fucking nightmare because it was just like, okay, when I first moved to LA, my fucking roommate, or not my roommate, one of my buddies back home was like, hey, this would be a funny business card. He found it online, and it had like 5 little boxes you could check off with saying different things. One would be like, I'm giving you this card because I don't like you. I don't want to talk to you. Or I'm giving you this card because I want to get out of this conversation. And one of them was like, I want to sleep with you. So that was the funniest one to me. So after shows, comedians, especially openers or up-and-coming comedians, or even some headliners, will have a business card with all of their social medias on it, or their website and their podcast on it, to kind of meet people after the shows. Because a lot of the time when people go to these comedy shows, they know who they bought tickets to see, but they don't know the opening acts. So after the show, they're meeting them. They're like, hey, I'm a big fan. I liked your stuff. Is there more stuff I could see online? Where can I find you? You hand them your card. I had these cards, and every single one, I would bring like 100 to 200 of them per show, and I would check off, I want to sleep with you on all of them. All of them would say that. Because that was the funniest one to me. Because I wanted to make them laugh so I could connect with them even more off stage. And I would hand these cards out to men, women, couples, Didn't matter. I fucking gave it to everyone, and most people would always laugh. They'd be like a guy would grab it. I mean, some guys would be so homophobic they would grab it and be like, I don't want this, and that was hilarious too. But then there would be couples, like there would be a guy with a girl, and I would hand it to a girl, and the girl would be like, and show her boyfriend. Never once was the guy like, what, bro? You trying to fuck my girl? Obviously not, because they knew it was a joke, you fucking assholes. It was clearly a joke. Everybody in comedy knew I had that fucking card. It was a fucking joke. But yet these people fucking ran with a story and were like, look, he had these cards that said he wants to sleep with you, and he would hand them out to fucking gather women. Are you fucking insane? That's how fucking conspiracies start. You just run with a little information. Sure, would I meet a girl after a show like I did talk about in the last episode and be like, hey, what's up? And she'd be like, oh, well, what's up? I want to hang out. I'd be like, okay, here, text me and put my number on it. Yeah, but I handed those. There's thousands of those cards all over the country over the last 7-8 years. I handed them out when I opened for Bobby Lee. I handed them out when I've opened for Callan, when I've opened for any fucking big comic, when I've opened for any of my friends. I fucking handed those cards out at all of these shows. It didn't matter who I was opening for, okay? And you guys fucking just took that and ran with it and were like, here, he must have been fucking doing this. Like, no, most people I even saw online were like, oh, this fucking card is actually funny. Most people got it. Some people were like, whoa, that's horrible. He was gathering them with a card. Like, the fact that that's your mentality is fucking crazy. Like, you're just running with fucking a conspiracy, okay? It's not only that, there would be shit like one girl on Twitter posted a text exchange and someone said, oh my God, he opened a phone under Michael's name to fucking text a girl. No, he didn't. First of all, that would be so stupid. If I was a creeper or he was, you wouldn't do that. That would fucking leave a trace, you fucking idiots. Like, you can go buy phones anywhere. What do you think these drug dealers do? They fucking buy, what are those phones? They buy burner phones from like 7-Eleven. Like, that's so dumb that became a thing. Like, that text chain was my fucking phone. That was actually me. That was actually me. Me and that girl used to text. She used to FaceTime me. I could pull up phone records. One time she fucking FaceTimed me like 47 times in a row one night and wouldn't stop. Okay? Like, we used to keep in touch. We'd FaceTime and be like, yeah, next time I'm in Colorado, let's hang out. And she'd be like, when I come to LA, let's fucking hang out. I'd be like, yeah, all the time. And we would FaceTime with each other for years. I don't know, whatever reason, when all this shit was happening, which is another fact that happened, people were just like, oh, let me jump on and be involved in this. She was like, I was a senior in college. I was like 23. I wasn't underage, but here's a text exchange. And then she shared it. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? That's with me when we used to talk. Why are you even jumping in and joining this? But I couldn't fucking say anything because it would have made it worse. But also she blocked me, so I couldn't fucking defend that one. But to run with this, all of a sudden people are like running with a conspiracy of like, oh, he opened up a phone under his. Like, that just shows how crazy this mob mentality was. Like, you guys were just fucking running with any information. And this is what's wrong with this fucking cancel culture. They don't fucking get all the facts. They take what they see and they run with it. And I just fucking showed you two fucking facts that were not real, that people were running with for days, and I just had to sit there and fucking take it. Like, that's crazy. Like, those things right there alone, those were two big things that people ran with for a while. You remember that? I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? That was me. I was fucking hitting up that girl, and I'm allowed to. And you know what? I'm not anymore, but I could FaceTime her right now. I should fucking pull up my phone and be like, brr, and she'll answer, but she'll be like, what? I'm like, oh, hey, why did you share my shit? Boners? What? Why did you? Yeah, I could fucking call her up right now, and I would be like, I got a boner. I'm sorry to get mad. I'm sorry to get mad if I got mad, but I'm just saying. So just think about that. That I just had to bring up those last two facts to throw on top of like the trolls and people who would run with misleading information. It's like there was a lot of that, and that's fucking crazy. Okay, here's the deal. That's really all I have to say left about this whole DeLigio Gate thing, okay? So if you came back here this week because you wanted to hear more, it's over. You can leave now. That's the end of this timestamp. Timestamp it if you want. That's it. We're done, and we're moving on. And the Takeover with Michael Lenoci is now going to be the Takeover with Michael Lenoci, and that's it moving forward. Well, I don't know where the podcast goes from here, and we're all on episode 21 of the new format, but like, it's still a work in progress, but you know, I got an it here to help engineer things. But that being said, like, if you're here to stay, what's up? Let's have a good time. Join the Patreon if you want. Keeps me afloat. But like, also don't forget to leave those 5-star reviews. I just threw that in there. It's getting hot. And here's the problem about this part. My buddy, he lives out here in LA. He has a podcast. I wish I should have said I've been able to tell you what his podcast was, but I've known him since elementary school. But he hit me up and he was like, I heard you doing your podcast and you said it was getting hot. And I was like, there's a way you could still play the air conditioning and still do your podcast. And he was like, I was like, oh yeah. I was like, it's not that big of a deal. And now here I am saying it's getting hot. And he texted me a way to fix it. And I kind of was just like, oh, cool. But I was like, I'll be fine. And now here I am not being fine. And I blew off his idea. And what are you looking for? Why are you moving around? I don't need you to do that. I don't need you to do that for me, even though you're a piece of shit. So you're a piece of shit, okay? You know what you are, You're a troll online. You're one of those trollers. You're a troll. Wow. Did you just get in trouble? Did you just have your phone go off? And I think that's why I'm getting hot, because I'm disappointed in week 1 of it. Okay? That's all I'm saying. So listen, here's the deal. If you're here to stay, thank you, and I'm excited, and I'm glad that we know each other, and this is my manic energy. And if you want to be a part of it, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America with my left hand. And is that the wrong way? Yeah. But I can do whatever I want. It's my podcast. I'm allowed to do whatever I want because comedy is dead right now, and all we do is have podcasting. So, and this is this show. And I'm going to do these episodes once a week and maybe twice a week. And sometimes I'll do ones on the road. But you're here to stay. Thank you. If you're staying, stay. And we're going to continue on with the podcast. If you were here for other reasons, good seeing you. Everybody wave goodbye. Wave goodbye too. Even though they can't see you, they need to know. We need that energy going forward. Okay. So, again, I don't have, because of COVID, I don't have, merch. I know that, a lot of people, some people have asked about, merch for the podcast. I don't have that yet, and I'm not going to, order it and start it yet because it's just bad timing. But I do have, merch I used to sell on the road for those of you who have seen me perform or saw me on the road with, Chris. I used to do, I would do this, this bit. It was like my closer. I don't do it in town a lot. I hated doing it after so many years, but I would do a dick towel bit. It was a bit about, how people in movies, when they have sex, they just immediately put their clothes back on. There's no cleanup. That was, the premise. I'll post the bit right now. Whenever I'm watching a movie and there's a couple in the movie having sex, whenever they finish, they just immediately put their clothes back on. There's no cleanup? Bro, that's disgusting. You're just walking around with drips everywhere. You'll be watching the movie and the guy will be like, fuck yeah. Let's get back to the movie. That never happens. Every time I'm done having sex, it's a disaster. I'm always like, oh my God, it's dripping all over. My belly button's overflowing, run! Those are the decorative towels, get the dick towels! She's like, I'm trying to hold it in so it doesn't get all over your area rug. I feel like my hand's overflowing. This is the longest spiral staircase I've ever been on. Guys, I'm Michael Lenoci. You guys are fantastic. So that's the bit, okay? Now, after the shows, I used to sell dick towels after the shows because it was funny and people would love them. And I used to, here they are. I would put up this dick towel bit and I would sell these after the show. And then my roommate came up with the Magnum one. He's like, why don't you sell the Magnum one for the big boys? Am I a Magnum one? No, I got a regular dick. I'm a regular dick guy. But the Magnum ones are, I'll be honest, they're better because they can clean up more of the cum. Now, I think the ironic part of this episode is you fucking trolls that come on your shirt, you have dick towels now, right? Now, isn't that fun, full circle? If you're still here, trolls, buy the dick towels, and then you won't come on your shirt, and you'll be less of a troll, and you'll be more of a person. And then you can wear that shirt, and then it's cleaner, and then maybe more women will be attracted to you, and then you'll be like, hey, how are you? I'm just like a guy on a computer. I'm a little overweight. And she'll be like, no, but if you lose some weight, I'll be with you. And then you'll be motivated to lose weight, and then you'll get a girlfriend, and then you'll be happier, and then you won't be a troll, and then people will be like, what changed your life? And you'll be like, the takeover. So think about that. Full circle. Full circle. Think about that. Already here to make people better. Is it getting hot? Joe, I should have listened to you. should have listened to you about this, but you know what? It's late at night, and there's a lot of fast talking, and, you know, the ring light is hot, and we got the screen now. We're really coming along here a long way, right? How are you doing? Are you good? You know, I feel like we started off rough, and I treated you wrong, and I'm a bad person for that. And now I'm going to fix my flaws. Now, you see how that works? I'm identifying my flaws, and I'm owning them. And now I'm going to work on being a better person towards it. And I want to apologize for you. I'm sorry. You know, the reason I was acting that way is because I was ignorant. I wasn't being knowledgeable, and I wasn't understanding if this would benefit me or hurt me in the long run, because I had never had it around. So I was like, what if this doesn't make the podcast good? And now I'm realizing it's making it better. And because of that, I want to work on my flaws and identify to find them. And I had a good flow going, and I was doing it great, and it was awesome, and I ruined it, and I got a little angry now, and I want to take back my apology. So you know what? Go away, and I don't want to hear you right now. And I'm mad. So I just want you to know I'm upset. You like that one? That one was good, right? Because you thought it was going one way, and then I switched it. And that's comedy, guys. Hooray! What about when people would go, hooray? Like, did people really go hooray? Like, because they spell it hooray. But did anyone go, hooray? Hurrah? Nah, because that's where you're from, and they go, hurrah. By the way, it is not legal. Now, when I say legal, that's a bad timing to say that. I mean legal as in... When I say legal, I mean like not legal like a citizen of the United States. But, of course, very legal age-wise. More legal than I am, actually, if I'm not mistaken, right? Are you not more legal than I am? You're less than me. I'm 36. Oh, wow. You're a little less. Wow. Well, look at that. And then that's funny. And that things like that happen. And that's life. Okay, so here's the deal. Where are we at clockwise? Ooh, wow. That's interesting. So here's the deal. I have I want to go into I do want to bring up this that happened this week. There's a couple things that happened this week that I'll just go into real quick. And then we can kind of carry on with the podcast next week, okay? Because we've already went into a lot, so I don't always get to everything, but I do want to do a farewell one because I already shared a bit. I want to go into how I used to drive a scooter, and I don't know if you know this, and I know if you're a fan of my comedy, then you probably know this bit already. But I used to do a scooter bit because I drove a scooter for years in LA before I had a car. Like I bought one in like 2013, and now, here we are, 7 years later. I've had a car for a while, but I've had the scooter, and I kind of didn't use it a lot. And because of COVID, I need more money. I sold it to a friend that needed it. There was a friend that moved from New York to here, and he was like, hey, I'm looking for like a moped. And I was like, I actually have one if you want to buy it from me. So we worked out a deal, and I helped him out. He helped me out, and I sold it. And it's kind of weird because it was such like I used to drive that scooter in 2013. I was 3 years, and I would drive that scooter around to open mics. Like that scooter was my hustle. Like I drove it to Burbank, to North Hollywood. I live in West Hollywood. I would drive it everywhere. One time I even took it to my first paid spot at the Ice House in Pasadena. And I would drive there, and I have to pull over, pull out my phone, check Google Maps, and then keep going. And it took me like 50, like an hour to drive to the Ice House. It was a horrible idea, but I did it. So I used to drive that scooter all the time, and it was kind of sad to kind of give it up because it was like a big part of like my hustle. So it was like a big part of my comedy. And this was the bit I did from it. Car. Fucking rich guy over there like, ha ha. I'll never know what that feels like. I drive a scooter. All right, relax, thighs. All right. She already checked out. She's like, scooter, bye. Literally, if there was a girl here tonight who was like, he's kind of cute. The minute I was like, I drive a scooter, she's like, never mind. That was her. She goes, fuck it. No, I'd rather go make myself throw up in the bathroom than hear the rest of your scooter jokes. Shoo, you know? You're never going to meet a girl who's like, oh my God, you drive a scooter? I'd love to suck your dick. That would be amazing. Is it outside? How about this? How about you take me outside and bend me over your scooter and fuck me on your scooter? I've always wanted to have sex on a scooter. How many cc's is this?
125, so not highway legal? Yeah, fuck the shit out of me right now. You know what the worst part about having a scooter is? Being stuck at a red light while a homeless man begs for change. I'm just next to him, you know? Yeah, it's hot out here. Like, at least in a car, you can put your head down, pretend to be on the radio, like, honey, don't make eye contact, he'll walk by us shortly. This guy can just walk up and tap me on the shoulders. Like, hey, bro, I can't help you out. I'm 2 tires away from being you. I don't have, like, a cup holder full of change. Maybe hop on the back, I'll take you to a better intersection. Sometimes I don't even beg. They just walk up and go, I get it. And they walk right by.
And so that's the bit. And I, you know, that's my little farewell to it. Like, that's my little goodbye to that bit. So it's a little emotional. Now, I know I don't seem emotional, but if you want to see my acting skills, that's the scooter bit. And I know it's just a scooter, but like you don't know if it's just a scooter when you get it. You think that like this is maybe how it's gonna be. You're like, this is how my life is gonna be. Maybe I'm gonna have the scooter for a long time. Maybe I don't know how. I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna have to have a scooter for a while, or maybe I'll die on the scooter. Maybe I'll die doing what I love because I scooted to the open mics. I don't know. See, that was good. That was a good scene. You fell for it a little bit? That was just like, I'm not even prepared. I didn't even know I was going to have to be in an emotional state. Are you crying right now? Are you crying because you work for me or because you got emotionally involved in that scene? Yeah. Careful. I actually want to go back into what I was saying earlier. I apologize if I mistreated you. It was wrong, and you know, I'm gonna slowly speak here. So I get out every word and I don't mess up and get angry. Because obviously, you know, I was angry at myself earlier, but I was in the middle of apologizing to you. Don't mess up the word. Now focus. And I want to say, I was saying earlier, I was worried. You know, I was scared. And being scared is like these people online. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know the future because, you know, I was spreading hate towards you as they were, and I wasn't, you know, sure about the future. And now I am. And now I'm happy you're here. And I'm glad I have you here, and I think it's going to be good for the podcast. But now we don't know. People might you have to be prepared. There could be new trolls that are not trolls right now. This is what's crazy. There could be people who are not trolls right now and they love the podcast, but all of a sudden they turn into trolls and go, I don't like it. I want you to know that if that does happen, I don't hear them. I got your back, I got your back, and I'm gonna be here with you, and it's good that there's somebody else to talk to. It's crazy that I went 20 episodes sitting in a corner of a room talking to myself. I was going crazy, and now here I am, and I have you, and because of it, I am better. The end. That was good. So now we've accepted it, and I'm going to treat you like you are, you know, not dirt. We're not equal, but, you know, I'm going to treat you better. I'm just saying I'm going to treat you a little bit better, and I just want you to know that. Here's the thing. I'm excited about next week because now if you're a part of this podcast, it's going to be a lot of fun because here's the deal. Next week's is kind of going to be a little bit of a mystery episode. We're going to do the black and white episode. Next week's episode is going to be black and white. And it's going to be fun. We're going to have a little theme going. And I'm not only going to ever do one black and white episode. There's going to be black and white episodes that carry on for life with the Takeover pod. There will be like a black and white episode part 2. You know what I mean? Like it will be something that I do here and there. Maybe every couple months. We'll see. We'll see what the feedback is. We like feedback. Hashtag the Takeover Pod on Twitter, or, you know, DM the Takeover Pod on Instagram. I always respond to the Takeover Pod on Instagram, unless, you know, you're a little wacko. But still, here's the deal. I am going to do a black and white episode, and there is something I already have ready for that episode that is a mystery. that's going on with my roommates that, yeah, it's a mystery where I've interviewed both of my roommates and I questioned them and they swear to their facts, but something doesn't add up. And this is next week's episode. This is why it's black and white. It's a little bit of a mystery because something doesn't add up, and I don't think either of them are lying, but maybe they're misinformed or they're not sure. But there is something fishy going on in the kitchen. That's all I'm going to say. And we're going to get down to the bottom of it, and I'm going to break down this. I'm not going to say they're criminals, but it's a crime. It's a crime that we're going to investigate next week, and it's a black and white episode. So if you have unsolved crimes or mysteries that are maybe public that you think I should talk about, send them in and I'll talk about. Or if you have your own issues at your house, like, hey, here's the deal. One of my roommates did this, or my mom, I live with my mom and my sister, or I don't know, whatever your situation is in your place, and there's something weird that's going on, but you can't get to the bottom of it and you want to share it, I'll talk about it on next week's episode, because next week's episode is the black and white episode. It's the first black and white episode we've ever done, but I'm very excited about it. So I want you guys to be excited about it too. So if you have any of that type of information, share it. And I would love to be, I would love for you to be a part of it as well. So I want to make sure you check that out. Okay. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, my final thoughts here for this evening are, 2 things. Okay. 2 things. Awesome and excited about it. You feel better? Are you a little teary-eyed because you're tired, or are you just an emotional person? You really are? You're an emotional person? Or like, why your eyes look watery? What? Oh. They shouldn't be, but they look. Okay, well, I'm just letting you know. They look like, oh wow, are you wiping tears away? Oh wow. Do you think you're gonna die alone? Of course you're not. Of course you're not. Because you know why? You do know that you're gonna marry a beta. Yeah, you have to. Okay, I want you to know that. Like, you could never be with somebody like me. You know that, right? I would never deal with it. I would never deal with it. Okay? Wait. Oh, I just revealed. Yeah. Even if you were a guy. Fuck. I couldn't even go 1 week without fucking revealing the sex of it. God, that was hard. I'm still calling you the it because maybe you're transitioning. Maybe you will. It looks like you are. Sorry if that tongue part was gross. Okay, so final thoughts are, listen, at the end of the day, we're moving forward with a lot of stuff. It's been a rough time for a lot of people in the country and in the world. And I know that I started this podcast the way I do it now during quarantine, and we thought we'd be long past it by now, and we're not. And there's a lot of people who don't agree with what's going on in this world. And listen, I don't know what's going on. I think that's the best way to go in things. Like, anytime when we're talking about politics or anything like coronavirus, and they're like, this is how it is, this is how it is, this is how it is. It's like, if you're so factual about something, you're going to be more wrong than right. Would you agree with that? You're not hearing. I go, here's the deal. I don't know. Nobody knows. There's some stuff we do know, but we'll know more a year from now. We'll know more in a few months. But like, there's no 100%. There's a lot of confusion going on. And I think my point being, regardless of what you believe, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. But there's still a lot of aspects of this whole thing that we don't know. My whole thing is, why isn't it easier to just kind of do what would help the mass population a little bit? I don't want to get political. I hate doing it. If I'm specifically talking about masks, like, whatever. Let's just keep everybody happy for right now. Is it that hard? You only go to the fucking grocery store. Okay? Fine. I don't know what to really say other than that, of just like, the people getting angry is fucked up. It's like we can't be getting angry. It's not helping. Getting angry doesn't help. That's what I kind of want to stress. And obviously I've been stressing positivity going forward in this podcast. that's kind of what I want to push is like, let's try to be less angry. Let's try to, if we can breathe and we could slow down and we could hear other people's sides of the story and hear other things. If anything we've learned in the last 3 months especially from my personal experience is like, let's hear all the sides of the story before we jump to ridicule or attack somebody without knowing for sure. Because every time we attack right away, we already find out, oh, maybe that wasn't right, or maybe that's not the correct thing, or maybe that's not true. So let's slow down with that, and let's just kind of try to, I mean, that's really all I can say. Just try to be better for better people ourselves. Like, I mean, I was guilty of it too. Like, I mean, I've gone back and forth with everything that's been going on in COVID at least. But, you know, I think let's just kind of have empathy for not only, you know, DeLigio, but also other people who've dealt with different situations. And, you know, again, even if you're one of the trolls online, like, I don't know what you're going through. Maybe you fucking lost somebody to COVID or cancer, or maybe some shit happened to you. You lost your job, or you're going through a breakup, or maybe you fucking, you know, your dog died. I don't know. Hey, Wade, I don't know what happened, but like, and maybe that's what you're using as an outlet to fucking use. Maybe that's your therapy, attacking people. But I think that if we slow things down, we can all go to Hong Kong. Now, I said Hong Kong because that's what's on the Google thing. I saw you type and I was like, what is it doing? Yeah, I know. But I just thought that was funny. But I mean, I don't know. Again, Mom always said life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. And I am not a scholar from Stanford, and I don't know if what I'm saying is right or wrong. I just, you know, I'm just putting out this good energy, and I hope that I have gotten some messages from you. I hope that if I help 4 people, that's cool. And I'll tell you what, I'm helping 17. I know there's 17 people that are a part of my team right now on the Patreon that fucking we talk in that tight community, and that's cool. So, you know, if that's, I know that I'm a little kid stuck in a 36-year-old's body, but, you know, I don't know. I can't. I saw there's 2 things. Someone said, he's not really great at articulating. Yeah, I'm not, okay? I don't know how to articulate what I'm trying to say a lot of the times because I don't know a lot of words. I learn new words every day, and then I forget them. And I'm sorry about that, but I'm just trying. I'm trying to get better. But this is the funniest comment I fucking saw on the podcast was, oh, my God. Some lady commented, and she goes, I don't know who you are or what you're talking about, but YouTube suggested this video, and I'm like 40 minutes in, and I have no idea what's going on. I couldn't stop laughing because it's like that just shows how much of a bubble this whole thing was in. And like some random ladies on YouTube, that video popped up because maybe it was like streaming or trending or whatever. She clicks it, and she's like, she just continued to watch it and has no idea. How fucking funny is that? How fucking hilarious is it? And then she continued to watch it. Like, if you had no idea what I was talking about last episode, what the fuck is going on, right? Why would you even continue to watch it? But she was watching, and she was just like, I just have to let you know, I don't know who you are, what you're talking about it, but this is kind of crazy. It's like, she had no idea, and she was just watching that video, and you don't even think about that because I feel like a lot of my previous episodes you could watch and you would be fine. But specifically last week's episode, the most watched, downloaded episode ever, is the most unrelatable episode, which is so funny. It's so dumb. Like, 3 years from now, if someone binges the podcast, they might, I guess they would if they know comedy, but they still might be like, what? Wait, was he? Like, it'll be forgotten. It's the most unrelatable podcast, but episode. So, I don't know. That's all I really have to say. And if you're hanging around, thanks a lot, and I'll see you guys next week for the black and white episode. But thanks for at least giving me a chance if you're not coming back. So that's all I gotta say. Fuck, I feel like a Sandlot player. Fuck yeah, guys. Well, yeah, we'll see you guys next week, and see ya.